A few months ago, I set up a local newsletter about things to do in Leinster in Ireland. I'm going to give you an update about what's working and what's not working and how I'm going to monetize this newsletter. So I built the newsletter using Ghost, which is a type of alternative to Substack, but it gives you a bit more control over what you're going to publish and sell. And since I set up my newsletter, I've published 50 plus editions about things to do, for example, hiking trails, walks, towns, and places to visit. I wrote or edited most of this content myself, but I did use Claude or a specific Claude project to help me ideate and plan my content in advance. This took me about 2 hours per week approximately. Now, since I set up my newsletter, I spent €2,500 on Facebook ads, and I was able to grow this newsletter to 2,539 subscribers. Bear in mind, some people have unsubscribed as I've been sending newsletters to subscribers once or twice per week. And you can see my open rates are reasonably good, hovering between 30 and 40%, depending on the edition in question. Now, for the newsletter, I also used my knowledge about SEO to optimize some of these articles so they'd rank a little bit higher in Google. Now, local SEO is a bit different to optimizing for something like the United States or for a global market. But as you can see, I'm getting a little bit of traffic to the site for some of the articles. Should I say newsletters, which have been published as articles. And I actually took some of these photographs myself as well. So here's an article about things to do in Portlaoise, which is a town in Ireland. Here's another one about best hiking trails in Dublin. And basically these are starting to rank in google.ie. So I'm starting to get a few subscribers organically, but I probably would gravitate more towards Facebook ads once I've successfully monetized the newsletter. Now, speaking of monetization, I did try a few different offers, or should I say I micro tested a few different offers. No, not a huge amount of success. First up, I created Leinster Insider Plus. So Leinster Insider Plus is basically First up, I created Leinster Insider Plus. This is basically an insider edition of Leinster Insider. So you get access to a weekend itinerary pack. You get access to a guide to the hidden gems around the county, as well as some new guides and content that are not publicly available on the site. Now, I didn't actually go ahead and create any of this content. I actually set this up as a pre-order that starts at $5 per month or $50 per year. And I tested this call to action in a couple of different editions. Once I created Leinster Insider Plus, I did a soft pitch in the newsletter for a few weeks. Unfortunately, no one signed up, but to be honest, I was kind of relieved because I realized after creating Leinster Insider Plus, I'd be on the hook for creating a lot more content that will require much more research and basically time from me. And this is, after all, a part-time business. And at $5 per month or $50 per year, my pricing was well off. Basically, I'd need to convert hundreds of subscribers to earn a good income from this. And that's before factoring in things like subscriber churn. So I started archiving this particular pricing model, and I came up with a new service which I think could help me unlock more profits without having to invest a huge amount of extra time. The next monetization angle I'm currently trying is affiliate offers. So as an example, this is a newsletter I wrote about a marathon that takes place in Dublin. And I inserted a couple of affiliate links from the Amazon Associates program. And I've done this successfully with other content sites over the years, and it can be something that can bring in a couple of $100 per month if you do it right. But it's not something that I would rely on for a full-time income because the payment terms from Amazon are variable. And you do need a huge amount of traffic basically to justify or to unlock revenue from those clicks. And that actually brings me to the offer that I decided to focus on for Leinster Insider. Basically, because I've spent a lot of time building sites and online properties over the years, I'm going to start pitching services softly on leinsterinsider.ie. So now some of the high traffic posts on the site and some of the newsletters have this soft pitch. Basically, I will give readers a quote for web design services, for SEO services, and marketing consulting if they fill in this form. And I have links to my portfolio of different sites that I've built over the years. I think I could build somebody a reasonably good site for their business, let's say a 10 or 15 page brochure site, and that could bring in between 1 and 2K per month before factoring in things like website maintenance and so on. And this is all something that I could easily hire a virtual assistant to do. And it's something I've done many times over the years, so it wouldn't take me a huge amount of time. So my current plan is to build out a series of pages like this. So web maintenance services in Ireland, Google business profile management, digital marketing consulting, all of which are optimized for local SEO and which have some of the videos that I've recorded for my YouTube channel or reference some of the projects that I've worked on. Unlike Leinster Insider Plus, I'm not trying to get hundreds or thousands of paying subscribers. I only need between 5 and 10 clients for this to be justifiable. Or let's say it's 2K per project. I only need 5 clients for me to reach my revenue goal. Now, it didn't take me too much time to create these pages. I used AI to ideate the type of content that should appear on the page. Then I customized it myself, and I just simply embedded a form that readers or potential clients could fill in if they wanted to get a free consult. This will help me vet basically people that I could potentially work with. It took me about 2 or 3 hours to set all of this up. And my current plan is basically to continue with 1 to 2 newsletters per week and then softly pitch some of these B2B services. After all, my thinking is that people reading the newsletter either could be running their own business, or perhaps they have a family member who's running their own business, or perhaps they need a website, or they know somebody who needs a website, and this could be a good way for me to get referrals. Even if this doesn't work, it didn't take me a huge amount of time to set up or create these pages, and I can always retest the monetization offers that I have on Leinster Insider later on. And also, because I have a 2,500 subscribers to this particular newsletter, thanks to Facebook ads, I am able to get this offer in front of people in Leinster in Ireland pretty easily. And if it does work, obviously I could earn more than I would earn from tips or donations or some premium tiers on Ghost. So will this work? Well, I'm going to record an update in a few months' time and let you know if I've got many clients, the types of services they were interested in, and how it's helped me grow and invest in this particular business. For Leinster Insider, I also tested email outreach using a service called Apollo. Now, if you're not familiar with email outreach, it just basically involves sending emails, pitching your services to potential clients or businesses in your area. And Apollo has a huge database of people that you can contact, and it can automate all of this for you. It took me about a day and a half to set all of this up and to write the campaigns. And I had some mixed results. Some people were interested in appearing on the newsletter, but I didn't really get any clients from it. And to be honest, as somebody who's received a lot of these outreach emails over the years, I found it didn't really align with the type of marketing that I like to do. I might revisit this later on when I have a bit more time, but for now I've decided to focus on pitching the web design services that I showed you a few moments ago. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow along.